What's up, everybody? We're back. We're working on the Chevy Volt. I had some strange electronic gremlins kind of going on. I mean, I don't know. I'll tell you what happened. The 12 volt battery in a Chevy Volt is an AGM only battery. And it controls all the electronics and computers and all this stuff. And of course it also starts the engine when it needs it. And it can, I've been reading on the, I'm not taking any credit for having any of this knowledge. Everything I read was on the Volt forums. And the guys there, they have way more knowledge of these cars than I ever will. And they told, well, every time somebody's had a problem where there's been gremlins doing strange things from your engine coming on when it really doesn't need to, or you think so, to the keys not working properly, or to sometimes the radio doing weird stuff, the HVAC controls, stuff like that. And just some crazy stuff I've read about. Stupid Volt freaking out again. It's 53 degrees outside. It's been in a heated garage. As soon as I started it up, started on gasoline. Even though I had I think it said 24 miles of range. I had it charging the whole weekend. And it just sits here and revs. It's just screaming. Listen to the motor. It'll start to slow down now that I'm braking. Going absolute crazy. Now it's almost at idle. Still just sitting there idling. So I can't go into mountain mode. Let me see. If I go into mountain mode, it says I still have 13 miles to go before I can actually charge the battery. I figured as long as it's running, it might as well just charge the battery, right? But nope. Now listen to it start screaming. And I'm not accelerating hard. As you can see, the other cars are pulling away from me. Listen to it. It's just screaming. Oh, it started to slow down there for a second. Now I'm just coasting. Get on the brakes here. Starting to brake. It's close to an idle. Now let's accelerate here. Just screaming again. Yep, there it goes screaming. Only doing 37. And what happens is the 12 volt battery starts to go down, but unfortunately there isn't any like apparatus to tell you that. And so like an ice car, when you get in the car and it goes roar, 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 well, you kind of know your battery's dead. You know, you can get a jump start, but you know, you still got problems. You know, you're either your alternator, your charging system is bad, or your battery's just not turning the car over. So with the Volt, it's kind of different because it can start freaking out. Now get this. My battery, because every time you plug the Volt in, it charges the 12 volt battery as well as the hybrid battery. Okay, so even you'll never, well, I mean, if you charge as much as I do, you'll never ever run into a condition where the engine is like roar, roar. But get this, it had 12.72 volts. And I took it out and it still continued to have that. It didn't lose charge rapidly or anything. And it had 171 cranking amps out of 630 or 680. I can't remember what was on the battery. Anyway, one of the guys seems to think that that battery was original. This is a 2012 Volt. So it was made in like 2011. I can't remember the exact month of the date, but it was 2011. I remember seeing it in the door jam. It's like 2011. So if that's true, that battery, it's 2020 right now. It's January 2020. It made it all the way from 2011 when it was manufactured sometime, put in the car, and then it made it all the way to 2020. It's an AC Delco battery. I'll put some pictures in. So anyway, I couldn't find any date codes on it anywhere. All I found was a code. I'll take the pictures and put it into the video right now. Well, we think we have the original battery from the Volt 2011. I don't know if any of you guys can decipher any of these codes. The only thing I could find on it was 11, looks like J30. And then over here, there's a QR code that I couldn't scan, and then some numbers. But other than that, it's got no markings on it. So this may be the original battery. Can't believe it made it to 2020, January 2020. So if that's the case, boy, that's a hell of a good battery, but it finally bit the dust, so we're turning it in here. And then I'll put in the video that I took of when I turned it in, and you guys see if you can find something that I didn't. But I Googled the heck out of that thing, couldn't find anything as far as a date code. But I'm just going off of what one person said at a repair shop. Said it looks like an original battery. Probably is. I'm thinking maybe it is. It might have been replaced. I really don't know. I bought the car used. So, but anyway, we're gonna put a battery in it. I'll stop yapping. The battery goes in the trunk. You got to do a bunch of stuff to get to it. And unfortunately, I was in a hurry to get to the battery and find out what was wrong. I didn't even know if anything was wrong. So I already have it apart. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reassemble it, and then of course disassembly is the reverse of it. And I'll try and walk through that as well. So what I got here is just a mess. I got my tools opened up. I could probably close this a little bit. Take this out of here. I only need these two. You only need like what, 2 sockets, I think. Let me get this thing out of here. There's the panel that goes in the trunk. Let me get this out of here just so you have something to look at. Okay, so yours may not have this Bose system. I believe this is an amplifier and Bose subwoofer. Well, I know it's Bose, but I mean it's written 3 times on here Bose. But what I think it is it's the subwoofer and an amplifier, probably just for the sub. It may also power the other. Actually, if you look at these wires, it probably powers the other speakers as well. So that's the main amplifier. A lot of cars don't have that, so that's why I'm saying you may open up your trunk and it doesn't have any of this here. So, but it'll definitely have that. That's one of the controlling computers. And there's a fan actually that cools it. Right here's the fan. So let me get some of this stuff out of the way. I have a little bit of a mess here, so there's my vent. I just need to make sure this stuff stays out of the way when I drop this battery down. So let me get this thing set up on a tripod. I'll be back in 2, and then I can muscle this battery in there. There's the new battery there. As you can see, the date code is 1019, and it has 680 cranking amps. I think it's more than the other one had. And then 850. I can't read any of that stuff. Anyway, like I said, the old battery had 171 left. Let's see now, I've got the mini tripod here. Let me see if I can set this up right on the edge here. Maybe set this up like this. God, I hope this thing doesn't fall. Because if it falls, it's just going to literally smash my camera. I got it literally just balancing on a taillight. So I imagine if I hit the car, it's probably just going to go right on the concrete floor. Alright, so I'm going to throw a pair of glasses on here just for safety and for seeing a little better, because I've had a battery blow up in my face. And wasn't that fun? So, trust me, as soon as you've had one battery blow up in your face, you'll pretty much never look at another battery again the same way. I know I didn't. Okay, so I've got it down in here in kind of the notch. I know there's oh, there it is right here. It's this, and this thing goes on top of it. So like I said, I'm going to try and walk you guys through this. There's a strap right here. It looks like a seat belt, and then this bolt goes through the top of it, and that goes down on the floor. That's the hardest thing to get to. Let me see. I've got, what did I grab here? This is a 13 deep well. I don't know why I grabbed a deep well. It doesn't need to be a deep well. But anyway, it'll go down in between here like this to tighten it.
Okay, so why did I grab a deep well anyway? Does anybody know? Okay, so let me see. Let me drop this down in here. Try and get some stuff out of my way. All this stuff is strapped real good. Okay, so I put it down in there. I'm going to put the strap down on top of it. Jeez. And let me see if I can get my fingers down in there to start the bolt. This would probably be about the hardest thing. This is sliding around on me. This would probably be about the hardest thing there is as far as reaching anything. And I don't think that was very hard. So. I think yep, it's getting hard. So I'm just going to move this thing around a little bit just to make sure. Okay. Alright, let me tighten this down. Battery's not going anywhere. Okay, so now I think I'm going to have to switch over to, this is an interesting thing here. This thing actually clips on here and attaches, like, did you hear that click? See how this thing's now attached? This is what I used. I used a screwdriver and I went in here, let me grab the tripod. I went in here and I released it with this. I just grabbed it like this and then this thing comes up. Okay, does everybody get that? So this thing comes off to the side and it goes sits on top of the battery like this and it actually clips over the edge. Watch, watch, watch. You see it clip? And that holds it in, okay? So then once this is down in there, not moving around, you can attach, oops, I'm already connected to the negative. I do the negative last all the time. So I'm gonna connect this. Let me get two hands here so that I can kind of make sure that this thing is still in complete. I can't zoom in while I'm recording here, so. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure I'm gonna pop it in here a little bit more. I'm not hitting it hard. You do not want to hit the top of a post hard. I'm just tapping it. I'm tapping it with my fingers basically. Okay, so I think this is the one. Yep, this is the one. So I got to switch over here. I'm going to go back to my regular extension. Isn't that neat that they did all this weather, or not weather, they did all this soundproofing? That's pretty cool. Alright, so we'll get this one tight. I loosened this up way too much, I think. Now, if that would have been metal, I would have been in a little bit of trouble there, but everything was fine. If this was metal, I'd actually be a lot more careful with it because I know it's going to produce a hell of a spark if I'm not careful. So this should go back down there. Now, obviously, you still got the access to your jump, and that's pretty solid. Okay, so then we're going to find this vent. Everything's black in here, so of course, right? So then, okay, I'm going to bring you over here again. And so this vent goes right in this hole right here. So I'm going to kind of like turn you upside down here, but there's a hole right on the side of the battery, and that vent goes to. Sure, now I can't find it. Okay, push it in, and that's it. Okay, so we got it. That vent goes right into there, so that it can be vented to the exterior of the car. Let me move this around again here. This thing is just teeter-tottering on the edge. Let's see if I can put it up here with the strap so that if it starts to slide, I can catch it. Maybe. All right. Okay, so are we in camera? Kind of, sort of. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, so now we're going to connect the negative. And I just heard the car do something. I don't know what exactly it did, but oh, I see some lights coming on. It's probably happy to have 12 volts again, or cranking amps anyway. Okay, so tighten this up. Okay, we have connected our battery. As like I said, this light just came on. This light wasn't on obviously before. So let me see. Okay, so now I'm gonna go through this panel with you guys. I gotta get my tools out of here. Get these out of here. Now for me, this is a front license plate bracket. I store it right here in case someday I maybe sell the car or something like that. It'll be with the car. We don't run front license plates in this state. Thank God. I think front license plates are kind of stupid. Let me see. I got instructions. Oh, I got letters where I took the volt off the back of the car. I don't know where the rest of them are. I think that's all I have is an O. Let me see. I can probably just stuff this into here. That's battery related. About batteries blowing up in your face, basically. Okay, so I am done with this part of it, and what I'm going to do next is put the cap back on. Basically the cover on this whole thing. And this will go like that. And it pretty much falls where you want it to be. It's got a couple of pegs. It's got 4 pegs, basically studs, that the nuts can go onto. So one there, there's one over here kind of in the dark and another one over here. So I'll be sure you can pretty much find these. If you can't find these, I don't know if this is this is your kind of cup of tea, you know. Now let me grab, okay, so four nuts with washers look like this. Let me grab my flashlight again. I'm working in a corner here where there's no overhead garage light, so I got 4 bolts or nuts that look like this, and if you drop them over the top of the stud, it should pretty much self-align. Pretty easy to do. Okay. Like I said, just reverse this and you'll get to your battery. So remove these 4 bolts. The cover will come off. Then you're going to go to, I would do the negative terminal first once you have this cover off. Then I would go to your positive terminal, and then you could probably go for your strap and then pull the battery out. And of course your vent, don't forget your vent. Your battery will come right out, and then of course I'm putting it back together now. So let me grab my sockets again. As soon as I can find them. I'm thinking they rolled away. Yeah, they rolled away. Oh, wait. No, I've got it. Oh, okay. Yeah. The battery terminals just happen to be the same size as this. Sorry I didn't mention that before. The battery terminals are a 10 millimeter, and so are the bolts for this cover. So anyway, I'm going to finger tight them first. Wish I had one of those ratchets. Boy, do I wish I had a ratchet. Oh, and by the way, if you see the back of my hatch is kind of beat up, a little bit anyway. I haven't cleaned this forever for a while. I've got some pretty big grooves in there. Got some pretty big grooves here too. But I think a lot of this would clean up. It would clean up pretty good. The grooves won't come out, but you know what I'm saying. The scratch, some of the scratches could be kind of you know, not kind of hidden with some decent cleaning and polish. You know, the armor all of some sort or something like that could make some of it not as noticeable. But the reason it's like that is because for some reason my pickup trucks keep failing on me. My pickup trucks, I've had bad luck with pickup trucks. And so anyway, instead of instead of having a pickup truck, this thing has been so reliable, I just use it for a pickup truck, sorry. And so anyway, I'll insert some pictures. Okay, so just snug those down a bit, just so you're not going to have anything rattling around back here. Anyway, this is something really, really easy, but you'd be surprised how many people really don't know what to do. And I'd like this to be more about not that this is simple. I mean, this is really simple, but what you need to do is recognize when your volt is starting to act up on you. Let me see. These things appear to be identical. Let's see if they both fit in here. One goes one way, one faces the other way. And so they snap in there. That's just access to your battery terminals in case you needed to test it, jump it, whatever. Okay, so then this is your fix-a-flat, basically, pump. And it drops down in there like that. Yeah, I think it did. I think it's Velcro that holds that down. Okay, so anyway, you've pretty much completed your repair of the Chevy Volt battery, and it's that easy. I mean, it's literally that easy. But here's the thing: you need to recognize the signs when this thing starts acting up. When it starts acting crazy, chances are you don't need to go to the dealership. You don't need to run a diagnostic test. I mean, you can. But one of the things you need to look at right away, when the thing starts acting crazy, one of the things you need to look at right away is that 12-volt battery. If that 12-volt battery is older than a couple of years, now mine lasted a really long time, but most of them don't. So if you got anything that's acting crazy on a Chevy Volt, look at the 12-volt battery, and I only learned that from the forum, from guys doing this over and over and over again. These guys know what they're talking about.